Hi, my name is Alexis Marie Chute. Thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. I am introducing you to a rope technique where I am going to teach you a little bit about how I dive in and create, using all kinds of different materials, a neat knotting technique. Now, I have to give props to one of my great friends, Krista, because she taught me this technique, and I'm creating these videos as a way to help me remember them because there's so many different techniques that I use, and I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit forgetful. So join me as we do this little knotting technique. It's very knotty and it'll be a lot of fun. So let's dive in. So for this fiber knotting technique, I'm gonna be using this really thick ball of yarn. Can't rip it open. If my fingernails look dirty, it's because I've been spray painting and I have not been able to get off all the black paint, but just to find things. Okay, so we got the yarn out. I'm just gonna tie a knot at the end just so it stays secure and it doesn't come all unraveled as I'm doing this knotting technique. Like I said, I learned this technique from a friend and it's super simple. You just start making a loop like this and then you pull through. So I just always sort of secure it for this very first loop. Just make sure it's tight at the bottom where I put the knot. But then I do want to pull it through a little bit to make sure it's a little bit smaller because you want to have like a tighter little hole that you pull it through. Just enough for your fingers to grab. So you see I'm just holding it with my right hand, pinching with my pointer and middle thumb finger. Thumb's a finger. Anyway. And then with my left hand, I'm just going through the little loop and pulling through. So grabbing it with my left hand and pulling it through. And so this creates kind of a knot that looks sort of like, almost like it's braided, but you only need to have like one strand of yarn or wire or rope or whatever kind of material you choose to use. And this actually becomes really fun. Like I can sit and I can do this really quickly. So there you go. You can see what it looks like. It creates kind of a nice braided vibe. It works really well with like thick yarn or whatever kinds of materials that you're engaging with. And you can just sit and pull, holding with your right hand, pulling through with your left, and just create this rhythm as you're sitting there. So it's really kind of a nice relaxing kind of knot to create, and it has this beautiful effect of having this, thicker kind of texture. So sometimes I do this effect and then I'll do another kind of knotting, knitting, weaving to the rope after I've made it thicker. So say you have like a really thin yarn, you can do that. And here's a little tip and trick. I use my feet to hold the end because it really works really well to create a uniformed kind of knot when I'm holding it with my foot. So you can see here, I start low and then I work my way up. And yeah, it's really fun. So it goes quite quickly when you're doing this. This ball was not a huge ball of yarn, but it goes quite quickly. Not quite this quickly, but this is just to illustrate like how I'm always shifting the ball, shifting my foot to hold the yarn. Sometimes I pinch it between my knees as well. So here you can see we're getting close to the end and it's really flown by. This is a quick little video because it's a quick little process. It's not too hard on the hands, which the other finger knitting video, the finger knitting is a little bit hard on your hands. So when you get close to the end, you just pull it tight through, create a little bit of a secure spot. So here you can see I'm going to make it nice and tight at the end, and then I'm going to add in a little knot just so it doesn't come unraveled. Especially with this one, you can see there's different sort of like strands that have come together into this one. And so just to make it extra secure, I'm just separating those strands and I'm going to knot those just to really like make it nice and tight. You don't want it falling apart in process. So yeah, it's a pretty simple little knot. I use this in many of my fiber art hanging sculptures, wall sculptures, any kinds of like when I want to like bulk up some materials, I use this a lot. Yeah, and it's so fun and easy. Thank you to my friend for teaching this to me, and I hope you enjoy it. So yeah, here I'm showing how I'm securing the other end as well. That's something to make sure you always like secure both ends so it doesn't unravel one way or the other. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me. I am going to share another video where I'm going to teach you my most recent technique that I learned, which is arm weaving. And it's super fun and easy, and yeah, it takes a little bit more practice than this one. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Please comment on this video, like, subscribe, and keep in touch. All right, see you next time.